Baby.
Smiling. What's up, y'all? Happy Money Monday. Fired up, jacked up, and excited. I hope everybody else is excited. Let us know if you're watching the replay, what time you're watching the replay, and where you're coming in from. And if you're new to the show, you're new to Money Monday, you're new to me, to Nadya, to the My Lifestyle Academy brand, let us know in the comments. But my name's John Melton, been in network marketing now for almost 20 years. And we help network marketers just like you go from average to savage, leveraging social media to create more results, acquire more customers, build a bigger, better team, create more freedom in your business. Let me know in the comments if you are freedom motivated. I know we are. That's my favorite hashtag, hashtag freedom motivated. But we love helping entrepreneurs. We love helping network marketers generate leads, sales, create curiosity, leveraging social media, build a business around their life versus their life around their business. And I can tell you that if you use the strategies that we teach, you are absolutely going to get the results if you continue to get better at the basics, mastering the mundane, if you will. And there are some basic steps in launching your business. There's some basic steps in ATMing. We go over a lot of that, but today we're going to be a little more advanced. Why? Because we want to help you with onboarding. How many of you have started new teams? How many of you are out there recruiting and enrolling new distributors in your network marketing company? And I don't care if you're selling lotions, potions, pills, water filters, skincare, hair care, cleaning products, knives, bowls, beads, pots, pans, eyelashes, jewelry, legal service, travel service. Travel service would be tough these days, but whatever. If you're selling something in a network marketing business model, direct sales, MLM, whatever you want to call it, today you are going to want to tune in because I've got 3 rock stars that are incredible at duplication and helping their teams create consistent success. Nobody wants a business that goes like this. How many of us would agree with that, right? We want a business that maybe has some ups and downs, you know, to some extent from a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis, but over a sustained period of time, you want consistency, right? We want profits in our businesses. How many of us want some freaking profits? Let me know in the comments if you want profits, if you want to help your newest person create success. And remember, SYSTEM, SYSTEM stands for Save Yourself Time, energy, and money, baby. So let's get into it. I've got Kaggan Parker in the house. I've got Kacy and Kylie Thibodeau. And here's the thing. Kacy and Kylie are actually down in the Keys right now, and they still decided to hop on with us for Money Monday. So make sure you let them know how much you appreciate them hopping on. I know Kaggan's got a very busy business and a very busy life. She's got lots of things going on, and they're taking time out of their schedule to help each and every one of you. So I recommend you share this with anybody in your network, anybody in network marketing, anyone wanting to create results, anyone wanting to build a team and have some freaking duplication. Because here's what you really want. If you want to know the truth, you want independence. You want people within your organization creating results with or without your involvement. Now, of course, you're going to be more involved when they're getting started, and we're going to talk about that. I'm telling you, Kaggan, Kacy, and Kylie, it's all the K's. Last week we had all the J's. Now we got all the K's. But you're going to notice very quickly that if you're wanting to build a business on social media, you need to take it seriously. And you're going to tell that the 3 rock stars I'm introducing you to today, they take their businesses very, very serious. So can I see this place? Thank you. Thank you. Nadya loves messing with it, and I get all flustered. I don't know what's going down. So Kaggan Parker, Kacy and Kylie, can you all say hello to everybody? Introduce yourselves, and we'll just go, you know, from Kaggan across the board, right? So if you guys could introduce yourselves to everyone, say hi, say what's up. And also, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about your backstory in network marketing, I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Hello, guys. What's up? I don't know about you, but John's ability to rhyme On key is like probably my very favorite thing about him. Lotions, potions, motion. What? Like, okay, sure. I was there for all of it, but it just happened so fast. My name is Kaggan Parker. If you don't know me, you can also call me #DriveBoss. I am the leader of a bunch of really kick-ass six-figure earners, and I get to brag all about it and get to claim it. So I started this business about 3-4 years ago. It'll be 4 years next month. And I hit 6 figures earned in 11 months. So I started, you guys, like, let's be real. I started because I was dealing with some pretty severe postpartum depression. Actually, it was probably more like postpartum anxiety. I wasn't afraid to hurt my kids, but I was definitely afraid to leave the house with them, right? Like, can you relate? If you can relate, drop down in the comments. Where are my moms at? Give me some #mom life. But I needed to provide an income for my family. My family was struggling. We were living paycheck to 4 days before paycheck. I can vividly remember having to call the landlord for the second time in the row and explain that rent would be a week late. And it was awful. It was the worst feeling. So I started this with a hope and a prayer. I was really hoping that I would be able to pay for a housekeeper because I was failing at that. I was really hoping to be able to pay for my products because I was hating the way that my body looked. And I was just hoping that if I could cover those two things, anything extra would go to paying down some debt or helping my husband with the bills. And my first month, I had a comma in my check. Like I said, 11 months, we grew it to 6 figures. I've been a 6-figure stay-at-home mama now for almost 4 years. And it's totally changed my life. It's changed the trajectory of my family's future. We've gotten to travel outside of the country on all expense paid vacations. I have visited almost every state in the United States in the last 4 years. We have gotten to do so many cool, incredible things because of this. And I'm excited to get to talk to you guys about systems and how I implement them to onboard my new team members and my team's new team members. But I'm going to kick it over to my girls, my twin girls. They're on this side, and let them tell you about themselves.
Hi, what's going on? Hello. Kaggan, I love your story. So Kacy and I, we are the exact opposite of Kaggan. So I'm really excited for all of us to be here today. So my name is Kylie. This is my sister, Kacy. And yes, we are twins. Kacy and I have been in the network marketing space now for the last 7 years. And we got introduced when we were 21 years old. At that point, I had just graduated from college. I had no business being in business. I didn't know where my life was going. And I was making more money waiting tables than I could with my college degree. Someone introduced me to this business and it changed my life forever. But for both of us, we failed at the beginning. We didn't make any money for 3 years, but we had the dream and the vision. And it wasn't until we met John and Nadya Melton and we started building a business on social media where we made a profitable business. Eventually, we have fast forward, quit our full-time serving jobs, hallelujah. And we've been doing this full-time for the last 4 years. And we were just so blessed and beyond grateful to be here with you today and share with you. This is why Kacy and I are so passionate about systems and getting people started right, is because we struggled for years and we never want anyone to go through what we went through. So in this conversation today, we get to share with you exactly what we are all doing to help other people find success online. And most of our team, they've never been in the industry before. So we're going to share with you our outside opinion of how to create success 100% online through social media. So I can't wait for this conversation today.
Yeah, totally. I'm fired up. Kacy, did you want to say something too?
I was just thinking, Kylie brought me back about 6 years ago. I found a YouTube video of John and Nadya. I'm so curious. How did you find John and Nadya? Share it in the comments below. Might have been a YouTube video or an Instagram video, guys. This was like right when they first started building on social media. I remember this was 6, maybe 7 years ago. And I'm like, who are these people? How are they building on social media? And then I realized I wanted to learn everything that they were doing. And Kylie and I got to meet them at an event that they did, a couple months later. And I was hooked to learning from them because they were doing it. They were building online. They were building on social media. And I hadn't seen anyone else in the industry doing it, and let alone a trainer in the industry, in the trenches, building the business. So, John, we've been following you guys forever. And I'm just so grateful for you and all the free value you and Nadya both provide to the entire industry, because I bet you can't even imagine the thousands and thousands and thousands of lives that you've changed.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. And the two of you, the same thing, right? I mean, you guys were, very competitive athletes, and you took that mentality into this type of business. But the truth is, and you mentioned it, you didn't have quick success. like learning a sport, you kind of suck at it in the beginning, but the key to success is to keep going and getting better. And I always say, don't be bitter, get better. Don't get frustrated, get fascinated and be like, what's everyone else doing? Like, what are others doing to create success? And maybe you could talk a little bit, Kacy and Kylie, about like, there's always people that they think it's not growing fast enough and that there's something wrong with them. Like they see people that are having fast success and they think that that's the norm, when the truth is that's the exception to the rule. Most people don't have fast success. And if they do, honestly, they probably either A, got lucky, or they paid a price doing something else prior to network marketing, like they built up their reputation and credibility somewhere else. So maybe you could talk about, really from just a mindset standpoint, what the heck kept you going all those years, those early years when you weren't seeing results? And I honestly don't know if I've ever heard the two of you complain either. So it wasn't that you were, not just not creating the results that you desired, but you also stayed super positive through all of it. And you were okay with it, where I think other people might have just gotten frustrated and given up. So maybe you could talk about that, starting this conversation off.
Yeah, John, I think that's a really good question. The first event Kylie and I had ever gone to, there was somebody on stage and they said, be here 3 to 5 years from now. And that sunk into my heart. And when I heard him say, be here 3 to 5 years from now, I was willing. He said, what if it took you 5 years to make a 6-figure income? And I thought, wow, if it took me 5 years to make a 6-figure income on the side, I would do it. And that was the mentality when we got started, was be here 3 to 5 years from now. So I didn't expect to make money my first 3 years. And that is of course a blessing, right? Because I didn't make any money because I didn't expect to make any money my first 3 years. But then after 5 years, Kylie and I were able to go full time in the industry. And, since then we've hit a 6-figure income. But the mindset I needed to have is, I love what you say, don't get frustrated, get fascinated. And always just focusing on what I can be grateful for and prospering for in the moment that I'm in. One of the first events we had ever gone to with Bob Proctor talked about gratitude. And so I realized, okay, if I can just be grateful every day, I know that if I shift my mindset to gratitude versus, comparing myself to other people, complaining, blaming, being in that victim mindset, I knew that eventually I'd have success. I just didn't know how long it took. So the constant ability to plug into personal development is why I kept plugging in and I kept showing up. And here we are years later, I'm obsessed with this industry because it's a personal development program with a paycheck.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready when I was 21 years old. I had no business being in business. I had no credibility. I had never created any success other than athletics my entire life. In school, in college, I went into every test thinking I was going to fail. I didn't think I was smart enough. I didn't think I was smart enough to even get a degree. So personal development changed both of us. And I think that's why we're still here, is just continuously plugging into that personal development. And that's why, when things got hard, I had you in my ear. I was listening to Jim Rohn. I was listening to different audiobooks. And it helped me keep going when I wanted to give up or I wanted to complain. And now here we are years later, and I'm so grateful I never quit. But most people, they just quit. How many people have we seen quit in the last 5.5 years? A lot.
And it's kind of fascinating too, because, at the time, some of those people, like when you first see those people, they're on stage or they're getting promoted, they're getting recognized. And then years later, you're like, hey, whatever happened to so-and-so? And then you're like crushing it, right? You're maybe even doing better than they were than when you first saw them or came across their story, but they just didn't keep going. And it's actually interesting that sometimes it's having a slow start and it's having that time to reflect and kind of, appreciate, like when you have results later on, you have more appreciation for it because it took so long to get there. So it's kind of interesting how sometimes the person that has that fast success, they think that's normal, and that if it doesn't continue at that pace, they give up and they're like, oh, this, it's the comp plan, it's the product, it's the company, it's my upline, it's my downline. They start blaming, right? When the truth is they just got kind of lucky in the beginning. And I think it's one of those situations where even if you do have fast success, which let's be honest, we love when people do have fast success. And that's why we're going to have this conversation about systems today. But there's something exciting or something just so amazing and incredible when you see someone that just struggled for years, but they kept showing up and doing the do. And then eventually they get on the other side of Success Mountain. And it's like, man, that person really went out and deserved it. And they have so much gratitude for what they created because they know the price they paid to get there. So absolutely love that and can't wait to get into it.
And John, I want to add one thing to what you're saying is what Jim Rohn says. He says, success is something you attract by the person you become. But when I first got introduced to this industry, I was not an attractive person, right? I didn't know where my life was going. My background was waiting tables. And I love what Eric Worre says is your success in network marketing is a direct relationship to the life you lived before you got started, right? You see some of these people who are crushing it and who are rocking it, but look at what they did prior to network marketing, right? If you were waiting tables and you just graduated from college and you have no money, that was me. It took me longer. But other people that have had fast success, they have a different background. They've just translated their skills into this industry. So it's something that, for me, I wish that I would have just took more action at the beginning. But we'll get into it today. But I'm excited for this conversation.
Right. Kaggan Parker, what's up? What's up? So maybe you could talk about what was it for you that made you say, you know what, we need to get a system dialed in. Like, when was it where you were like, all right, I'm ready to just like spend the time to put something together, like maybe even take a few steps back to take 10 leaps forward. Like, what was it for you that made you realize, like, we need an onboarding system so that when that new person gets started, they know exactly what to post, exactly what to say, exactly what to do to get started to create results so that we're not winging it. What was it for you that made you realize the value in a system and how you came up with having a system in place for that brand new person getting started?
I got desperate. I got desperate for my friends to have the same success that I was having because I didn't know how to build a team. Recruiting was like kind of a dirty word. I didn't like the word. It was awkward. I mean, of that 6 figures I made my first 11 months, I'm going to say like 80% of it was all on customer sales. Like, I did not enjoy bringing somebody in because I didn't know what to do next. And luckily, so unlike Kacy and Kylie, I lucked into the Meltons. I signed up with a friend who signed up with a friend who signed up with a friend who none of them are still with my business. But I got lucked into the Melton and to the Meltons and got even luckier to be on like their second level. So I got to learn. I had to learn while I was growing. I had to immediately plug in and go. I was just desperate. I was desperate for somebody else to have the success that I was having, so that way it corresponded for the rest of my team. So I started over. I completely relaunched my business. I wrote every single thing down, and we started building systems based off of that. And I had a really incredible downline leader who did it all with me, step by step. We did the same posts, the same stories, the same things, the same trainings, and we just kind of plugged it in and built this really awesome onboarding system.
I love it. That's so good. And I want to know, for those of you watching right now live, how many of you are like Kaggan and you're almost afraid? You're almost afraid to recruit or enroll people because you're like, I don't know what that to do with them. Like, I don't know how to teach them how to do what I'm doing. How many of you can relate to this, smash the heart button? Or if you've just related to that at some point, maybe in the past, you were like, yo, I ain't bringing anybody else in. I don't even know what I'm doing every day. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. So let us know in the comments. So Kaggan, maybe you could start off with like, okay, you enroll a new person right now. Because the challenge is, and of course we have people from all different network marketing companies. You mentioned it, lotions, potions, pills, water filter, skincare. Who knows?
Travel this time.
Like, how do you know what to do with that brand new person so that you can help the majority of people getting started that are coachable? That's a major key, by the way, y'all. Coachability is a major key, but help them create results, but also not overwhelm them with like, you got to go through hours and hours of training and, like, let me know next week if you're ready to like do your first post, or in a couple weeks when you start using the products and you experience them. Like, there are some systems out there, believe it or not, that they drag it out. It's like, yo, if I sign up someone right now, I'm ready for them, if they're ready for me, to start posting today. I'm ready for them to start talking to people today. People are like, what? They don't have their products. I don't care. Like, let's start talking to people, right? Introduce me to some humans. I'll make you some money. So I know that I want to like get them going quick and in a hurry because they're excited right now. And the sooner we get them results, the better. So what is your kind of thought process for that person that is, again, getting started? You want them to take some action, but you don't want to overwhelm them.
So remind me, are we talking from a leader to leader? Or am I talking leader to new person?
I think for a conversation like this, we can talk from a leader that's building a team that either A, is personally recruiting people, or their team is personally recruiting new people.
Got it. Okay, because there's two different conversations.
Right.
Right. So my suggestion is to get back to the basics. What are the basic things that you do every single day? Go find a training that you love that covers those basics and make it like 3 to 5 things, right? And start with give one of those trainings every day on top of some of your must complete IPAs, right? So like getting a post up, like posting to your stories, whatever your must do income producing activities are, you start teaching them those immediately. What's going to get them immediate results? And obviously we know we need to be posting to stories, and Facebook has to be the top 2 things that you're doing. So help them craft their first post, help them hold their hand and help them craft their first 5 days worth of posts while they're getting through those 5 trainings that you think are so crucial to running their business. And you start there, help them with their, help them respond to comments. Like John says, I tell my team all the time, who can you introduce me to? Success loves speed, and the fastest way to grow is to run around like your hair's on fire with ignorance. I don't know what this effing is. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm so freaking excited, and my friend Kaggan knows everything. So I'm going to introduce you to her, right? If you just get a little bit excited and you show them how to get a little bit excited and to start the mastering the mundane, right? Those simple everyday tasks. That's the crucial first step to building an onboarding system right there.
Amen. And look, I'm very simple-minded. I tell people all the time, like, I'm only good at a couple things. I know how to like recruit people. I know how to teach other people to recruit people. And I know how to point people towards training that'll teach them how to get customers, because I'm not actually an awesome customer getter. You guys heard Kaggan said 80% of her 6-figure income her first year came from selling product. Are you freaking kidding me? That's ridiculous. But, the 3 things that I tell a brand new person to do, which is pretty much what Kaggan just talked about. It's like, I want them, number 1, to know how to create some curiosity, right? We always talk about don't ruin the freaking movie, right? We want to open a loop. We don't want them to know to close the loop without talking to us. So we want to give people some ideas of what to post, examples. Like inside our organization, we give people exact examples of what to post to create some curiosity. We have the OMG, I did a thing post. We have this thing called a spoon post. Like, we have posts that we know, like, they will get some responses from, most likely. It's not, look, sometimes people have like terrible social engagement. They have like no social equity. They could post the most engaging post on their page and still get crickets. But just in general, we know there's certain types of posts that get decent responses. So maybe get with your team and figure out what posts typically get a good response and pay attention to that. Number 1, you want them to publicly announce that they're doing something new. The sooner that they make that announcement, that they announce they're doing something new publicly, the better. I try to get them to do it that first day, but at least in the first few days. The second thing is you want them to know, like, if they create some curiosity, they need to know, what do they do with those people? And that's why we love the ATM system, add tag message, because all they got to do when someone says, I'm interested, what is it? How much is it? Where do I buy it? Tell me more. Our goal is to take that lead and turn them into a prospect by getting them into a group that has the videos, the testimonials, all the things. You add, you tag, you message. And then the third step, this is the biggest one, Kaggan mentioned this, is I know new people are a flipping liability. New people are a liability. They're ignorance on fire, which is better than knowledge on ice. But dude, when I was brand new, I didn't know the comp plan. I didn't know the packages to get started. I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to spell. Dude, I mispronounced the name of the company I'm in right now. I was like, I can't remember the name of it or how to spell it, but I'm excited about it and it seems like a good idea. So the point is, when someone's brand new, the sooner they can introduce you as a leader, as the recruiter, as the upline, the sponsor. And I know sometimes it's tough because you're brand new and you're recruiting a brand new person. So you're just new together, but get someone in the upline involved in a group chat.
That's fair.
Yes. In fact, there's nothing more exciting than when a new person recruits a new person, then they recruit more new people that recruit new people. Like that is called momentum. That's what we're looking for. So the sooner that you can get your new person introducing their contacts to the upline, the better, because here's the best part. When that new person has no idea what they're doing, they start creating results. They start making money. All right, y'all. I see some people that are like in the comments, like, oh my gosh, I need this. This is it. And this is it. This is how simple it really is. Now, of course, there's more to what we're talking about, but I'm telling you, if you could just get them to do some of those basic steps, like Kaggan mentioned, like here's the biggest thing we want to help them do is build belief. We want them to build some confidence. Why? Because then they're going to do more of what's working. They're going to be like, dude, I'm going to do another post. I'm going to do another one of them live videos. I'm going to do some more of this ATMing. Like it's working. It's like, yes, exactly. Keep doing it. Kacy, Kylie, what do you have to say about that when it comes to like systems? Because I know you guys, and you mentioned this in your intro, you guys are bringing on people that have never done this type of business before. So maybe you could talk about that because, as much as I love recruiting people with experience and maybe already have some ideas of how to, make money online, the truth is you only have so many of those people out there that you're going to bring into your business. At some point, you're going to bring in someone that's like, I want to make money, but I've never made money online before. Like there's more of those people out there than there are people that are currently making money online. So could you talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And John mentioned Kylie and I were in Islamorada. We're in the Keys right now. We are from Maine. We are from a small town in the middle of Maine. If you don't know where Maine is, so often I'm meeting people in the U.S. They don't know where Maine is. It's the northeast state in the U.S. So we're from this small town in the middle of the state. We're 3 hours from any border, and we are the Maine economy. People don't make much money up there. When we can help somebody make a couple extra $100 a month, it changes their family's life. I'm not even talking thousands, a couple extra $100. So that's what we got passionate about is we started to really build in our community too. We met people through social media through social media, but a lot of them are in our community now. They're in Maine. And to be able to help those people, the average ordinary person who never can pay their bills to make a couple extra $100 a month, we've figured it out. And so our system is similar to, it's the same thing as John and Kaggan are talking about. Kylie and I have this Google Doc we created, years ago. It's 15 different steps. And it's literally a copy and paste we can use or our team can use to help somebody get up their first post. And the thing that we always lead with is, okay, it's super simple. Here's the first step. We teach them how to pique curiosity, just as John mentioned, and then we help write a post for them. I believe there are 3 different levels of people that will join your team. There's beginner, intermediate, and advanced. A beginner level person, in the beginning, they can't think for themselves to create a post. So that's why giving posting prompts and examples are great. But if it's somebody who's not confident with posting on social media, ask them questions, use their words, write a post. They'll gain confidence in the business because you're helping them. An intermediate or an advanced level person who's building a business on social media, they're confident with posting online. They've posted before online. They've made money online. So they might feel more confident of writing their own post and having you tweak it. I mean, there's a couple minor words, or you can use some persuasive psychology and marketing that people bite on easily. There is so much bad marketing on social media. If you use good marketing, guess what? You attract people to you. I know that I can have confidence with anyone. It doesn't matter what their Facebook engagement is. If I help them just tweak their post a little bit and I write that first curiosity post, what happens? They earn money while they learn. And then the next step would be helping them get the post up. But then we utilize 3-way chats. I have my new social marketers, customers, it doesn't matter. They always set up 3-way chats. Kylie and I are in a lot of 3-way chats. What happens? Well, there's 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 people in a 3-way chat for a customer. Why? Because 3 people between me and, that newest person getting started, they're brand new. So they get to see how the system works, how to answer questions, where to find information. So they're learning with action versus trying to learn through watching a ton of different videos.
And so to recap what Kacy just shared is, number 1, get them launched.
right? I don't care if they watch a bunch of training videos. The biggest thing in my mind is get them launched while they're excited, getting launched with one, a curiosity post, or if they've been a customer and they've done a lot of curiosity posts, then number 2, get them launched with an excited post. Either post is great. Once they launch their business, then we throw them in hot water, right? They don't know what to do next. So we give them this step-by-step so they're learning, right? We teach them how to ATM. We teach them what to do when someone comments, and we walk them through step-by-step. But here's what my next goal is. Once we get them launched, our next goal is to help them get up a referral post as fast as possible so they see the power in tapping into other people's networks. Right? Why do most people fail in network marketing? They say, oh, I don't have enough people to talk to you. There's not enough people out there. So if we're able to help them get a post up, but then help their friend get a post up, and the referral post, John's on a bajillion trainings on that kind of stuff. But what happens, it builds your distributor's belief in the business. They're like, what? I just help other people get post up and there's endless amount of people around me. This is so exciting. And then what happens? They start to get paid, right? They start making money because they're taking action. And that's something Kacy and I are so passionate about, is helping people get paid first. We focus on the customer side, teaching them how to sell, and then we get into distributors when it makes sense. So those are our basic steps to get started. Just get them launched, make them do a post, and then have them learn while they earn.
And something
I love that. It's so
I want
good.
to bring up one point is when you are first launching a team and you're having that new person set up 3-way chats, here's the thing. You don't know how long that new person is going to be around. Make sure you are friending every person you are put into chat with. I can't tell you how many people have joined my team from I met them through a friend and I had friended them and they commented on another post and they got re-engaged. And if you have the friends list ability and you're just getting started and you're trying to grow your network, that's the fastest way to grow your network, with people who are interested in your products.
Right. Plus, how cool is it to be like, yo, Rebecca, remember Sarah who commented? Yeah. So we got to talking and she just got signed up, and I signed her up obviously with your referral code. Yeah. That's how we connected. And like, wait, what? So I just made some money. Like, yeah, you just made some money. Like, let's go. So, I mean, that's the power of like getting those posts up, and then you as the leader, as the enroller, to step in and take on that responsibility. Like, you know, sometimes it's, you know, you kind of feel like, hey, I got this person, you know, now let me mentor them. Let me like manage them and tell them what to do. And you hit the nail on the head. Like, they might quit tomorrow. They might be like, this is too much. Like, I don't know how to do all those things. But if you say, hey, you know what? This is a fishing pole. I'm the fisherman. I'm going to step up and take control of this conversation and, you know, answer this person's question and get them signed up under this other new person. So I love that you're doing that. And when you're creating curiosity, you know, when you're having people put up their first post, I would love for you to maybe tell everyone that's listening, watching, are you having them create curiosity around the product, around the business, or do you customize it depending on the person?
Awesome question, John. So first we'll do a product post for, just because that's the simplest for us. We ask people a series of questions when they get started, and we say, hey, will you answer these questions? We help them craft a post. We get the post up. So that's our goal, is a product post. Yeah. But like I mentioned, if it's someone that has done one of our referral posts, a spoon post in the past, we get them started with what we call the excited post. But then what we do is we give them scripts for if someone does do the excited post, I give them scripts of what to say to people who like and comment. Right? People, once I get that excited post up, they're like, okay, what's next? I'm like, okay, here are these scripts. This is what you can say to people. And it's not anything weird, right? It's like, hey, Sally, thank you so much for the love on my post. I'm so excited about this new business. I've been so stressed financially, and I can't wait for what's next. How are you doing? What's going to happen? You actually don't need to pitch that person to join your team, because they're like, wait, you're finding a way to make money on social media? Like, how do I do it? They're going to be begging you. So I like to give people an indirect and a direct approach. But when it comes to providing your team with scripts, right, that's the beginner, right? That's someone who doesn't know how to communicate with people. When we join network marketing, we forget how to speak human. So we just
turn into weirdos.
Yeah, we reteach them how to speak human. And then what happens, eventually they get comfortable with that.
Right. No, I love it. That's awesome. And Kaggan, I would love for you to maybe touch on, you have this massive team, right? You've got a bunch of leaders on your team, leaders on top of leaders on top of leaders. You've got people that are making a 6-figure income. You've got, this large organization. Like, how do you handle that? Like, how do you do the day-to-day with a team of that size while still trying to, be on top of your own IPAs? So maybe you could talk about that, when it comes to building a large organization that's doing hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, right? And again, it's like, you have other responsibilities. Like, you're not going to work this 24/7. Like, what does that look like? How do you run your business when it's of that size? And what's kind of your mentality on a day-to-day basis?
So like what John said, I'm a homeschool mom. I've got 2 boys. I'm a karate wife. My husband is a world champion mixed martial artist, so we're traveling a lot. So yeah, I have to follow the 80-20 rule. Like, I set boundaries at 80-20. So 80% my business, 20% helping the team. And luckily, because of such a duplicatable system, my leaders are able to plug right into that. And when they need me, at times that I'm not available, they're able to plug into these trainings and these other leaders, this incredible up team, and get the things that they need. So it's all about it's knowing your balance and knowing what you're worth. And when you've got crazy good systems, like crazy effective systems, you don't have to be on 24 hours a day for your team, especially the bigger your team gets. It's impossible to do that. I'm a firm taprooter. I taproot all day long. I'm a heavy presence inside of my team. They see my face every single day, in our chats, in our team page, and etc. But it really is about setting some boundaries, knowing what you need to accomplish every day, and then adding extra on top of that, right? So the bigger your organization gets, right? John likes to say new levels, new devils. And it absolutely is, especially if you're trying to do some time management, that just the higher you go up, the harder it is to maintain your time and some balance. And if you don't, you have to build these crazy systems, ATM all the way, onboarding systems. I mean, I'm a firm believer you have to have 4 systems. You have to have customer prospecting, team member prospecting, customer coaching, team member coaching. Those are the 4 systems that you need in every single business if you're online, even if you're in athletic wear, right? If you're not in an MLM company, you have to have these 4 systems in order to create and to scale. And yeah, you gotta build them, and they have to work. And if they're not working, you gotta tweak, and you gotta keep going until it works.
I love that. And then, would you mind elaborating a little bit on the taprooting? Because I think sometimes people hear that and they don't really comprehend it. I've done some trainings on this because it really is a major key in building a business like this. It's
huge because, raise your hand in the comments if you have an upline you don't like, right? Raise your hand in the comments if you got a sideline you don't like. Raise your hand. Like, if you're not taprooting down into your team, you're blocking your team from you. You are keeping those people from growing and succeeding past the I don't likes, I don't want to's, this is hard. Because when they see your face in their messenger and they get excited about it, or they see you shout them out on their wall, or they see you celebrate them inside the team page beyond their original enroller, it creates this whole level of excitement, and it gives that person, that team member, another human in the business that cares and loves them and wants them there. So that way, when they are fighting with their upline, or when there is drama in the organization, right, they can come right back to you, and they know that they're going to get sound leadership advice. And that's everything, right? I've got teams that don't talk to teams. I've watched my upline's organization deal with stuff. We don't have that issue because I make sure that I'm connected to them. How can I connect myself to you? And how can I celebrate you? Because everybody's love language is a little bit different, but giving them your time and giving them some words, you're going to hit everybody's love language just like that.
Oh, I love that you mentioned that with the love language and in different personalities.
Yeah.
Different. It's like, I always say every dud knows a stud. So if you are serious about your business, you're like, that person's in my business. Like, sure, they signed up on my 5th level, but what if the people in between me, the 4 people in between me and that person, are not that serious? And that person could be a stud, but they just don't have the upline support. They don't realize that there's someone up here that is as committed to this business as they are. and their upline's like a part-time spare time, never on Facebook Messenger, you know, kind of like casually, you know, responds to messages and builds the business. And that's fine, by the way. Just remember, like sometimes people don't realize like you're going to have a lot more of those people, the part-time spare time, you know, casual builder. But hey, don't make them feel bad. Just know that they're probably not going to mentor people, pour into people at that same level that you are. Like, let me put it to you like this. If you're like, well, how do I know who those people are? How do I identify them? Well, I'll tell you this, they're not going to watch a training like this.
Yeah.
They ain't going to watch a training like this and take notes. Like if you're watching this, you're already a leader. You know, even if you're like, John, I have no one on my team. Leadership isn't a title or volume. It's a choice. It's like you've decided, I am serious. I am committed. I'm going to do whatever it takes. Like I want to be like Kaggan Parker. I want to be like Kacy and Kylie. Like I want to build a business from home. I want to help people. I want to make an impact. I want to make a difference. I want to build an MBA, a massive bank account. Like I'm in it to win it. Like if you're that type of person, then you're going to find those people along the way, but realize that most of the people like, yo, if you've been in your business for a year, and you have even one leader on your team after a year, you're lucky. You're lucky. Most people like, in fact, I mean, I hate to say this, but I've been doing this 20 years. And I mean, the first 10 years of building my network marketing teams, like all those years of sweat equity, relationship building, personal development, seminars that I attend, all of that. Like, I don't think there's anybody in my business today from those first 10 years. Think about that, y'all. So you just have to understand that sometimes the best people that are going to come into your organization are just not the people that are in your organization right now. And they might not be your personal enrollments. Now, I'll say today, some of my top earners today are personal enrollments. But still, I have a lot more top earners that came from somebody else in my organization today, you know, almost 2 decades later. So duds, no studs. There's people right now on your team, and they are not going to be a 6 or 7 figure earner, but they could be the next Kaggan Parker. They could be the next Kacy and Kylie. They're literally like within your grasp, but because you're in management mode and you're like, hey, Sarah, did you like help Rebecca with her first post? Like, no, she didn't, because she's not serious. She's not serious. So you should jump in there. Like someone asked, what does it mean to taproot? Really, it just means, this is how I look at it. I think everybody might have a different definition, but I kind of look at it like this. If, let's say someone joins on my 5th level, and let's say I treat that person as if I personally enrolled them, how would I treat them differently? Does that make sense? So you could say, hey, I just started this team 2 months ago, and I've, you know, driven this leg 5 levels deep. I'm treating every one of those people and everyone else that they bring in the other legs, I'm treating them all as personal recruits. Like I'm going to work with all of them directly because my goal is to tap that leg and drive it super deep. I talked about this a couple weeks ago in a training. Like if you want to drive a line really deep and make it like really solid, I would try to drive it 10 levels deep as quickly as possible. Because if you've got 10 people in that line, and let's say you're working with the 10th person, you're like, John, I make less money on that person. Or, you know, there's all these other people in between me. But if this person blows up, y'all, how much more motivated are the other 9 people? And remember, these other 9 people, they're starting other teams also. They're not just all like managing one leg. They're all starting other teams. That's how you blow an organization the heck up. I'm telling y'all. Anyway, Kaggan, I appreciate you. You're amazing. What else could you throw in there when it comes to like the day-to-day running a big organization, systems? What else do you think would be advantageous for our listeners?
I mean, realistically, it's all about making sure that you're doing the things that you want your team to be doing, right? If you're not bringing in new team members, bringing in new customers at the top of the leaderboards, if you're not plugging into your up team, if you're not utilizing three-way chats, if you're not ATMing and they don't see your face inside those groups, what does it drive them to do it? You have to do the do. You can't just talk the talk. I mean, it doesn't work that way. And real quick, I want to touch on what John said about taprooting, because in the beginning I was scared to taproot because I was afraid I was going to step on some of my leaders' toes. And what I want you to know is it's your business. Every single person that comes into it, doesn't matter how they get there, are in your business now. And you need to not be afraid to step on some toes and to reach down and to love on somebody, because that's all you're doing. All you're doing by taprooting and treating those people like they're personally enrolled is you're giving them a chance to succeed. And that needs to be the goal there, right? Where our mission in network marketing is to help as many people as possible. And that's how you help. You reach down and you don't care about the consequences or who feels some kind of way about it, because y'all, it's powerful. It is powerful when somebody gets to connect to the fire, right? Being connected to John, Melton, and Kacy and Kylie, that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me reaching for those new levels. You've got to taproot, and you've got to be the leader you want.
And I got to say something too. If somebody is upset about that, like they are clueless with network marketing. Like there's nothing better than my upline to be working with and friending up people in my downline, and like they're doing stuff together and things like, yo, you make money on that, right? Like if Kaggan Parker was in your upline and she starts helping your downline make money, you make money too. You're like, heck yeah, like I like that. I'm gonna bring Kaggan more people. I'm gonna just keep bringing her the people, right? Like, and then here's the deal. At some point, you mentioned this too, you start stepping up as a leader, taking on more responsibility, wanting the responsibility, starting new teams. And like, if you want to motivate your existing team, like how many of us, smash the heart button if you would like some tips on motivating your existing team. Nothing's more motivating than seeing your upline start new teams. Because you're like, okay, they're starting new teams. So if they're starting new teams and they're my upline, I should probably be doing the same thing. And it's exciting. It's super motivating when you see your leader out there leading by example, out there dominating on the customer pod or, the customer side of the plan. They're out there building new teams. They're ATMing, like they're out there doing the do. Like they're not just telling you what to do. They're walking the walk. So Kacy and Kylie, maybe you could talk about that. Maybe you talk a little bit about, motivating the team, right? You got this big team, you're recruiting people. Like, how do you keep them going? Like, what is your 2 cents on that?
I love that, John. And one thing about motivating a team, I think exactly what Kaggan said is leading by example. But a lot of times when people get started, if they're not natural leaders, they have no clue how to lead someone, right? So one of my favorite ways to get people started and what we do within our team is we call them team chats. And all that means is anyone new who enrolls, we say, for example, it's Team Lauren, and Team Lauren's chat, it's all of her uplines. So we all can help her get started, right? We know our 7-step launch system is these 7 posts, right? The uplines know that. So one of us can step in whenever there's questions. We're not feeling obligated to that one person because we have 3, 4, 5, 6 levels of all their uplines. So it's really helpful to have those team chats for the individual people who enroll, and they feel very supported. But also what happens, something beautiful that happens is as the leader, right, as the 6-figure leader, the person who's making $1,000 a month sees how I lead my people, right? And they learn from me. It makes me so excited when I open up a chat and I see that my girl Marcy did exactly what I did in the chat that we just did, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, she's learning. She's doing great. So great. I'm so happy. But it's motivating to your team members for you to be in the trenches with them. But also you can't expect anything out of your team members, right? I think as a leader, something that happens is so often we fall short in leadership because we have high expectations of our new people. But if we have no expectations and lead by example, I think that's a huge thing when it comes to leadership.
I love that. So basically anything your team does is a bonus.
Yeah, anything. Yeah.
Anything they do, you're like, hell yeah, like shout it out, drop into that team chat, recognize individuals that are doing anything, even if they're not getting a result, but they're just trying. Right? Shouting out and recognizing what you want repeated. It's paramount. And I love that. Like, just have no expectations. Now, some people might be like, wait, no expectations. Yeah, no expectations. Like, if your team shows up for the training, awesome. If they're ATMing, awesome. If they're not doing those things, I mean, it is what it is. You just got to go, I don't chase them, I replace them. Like, you just go find people that are going to work. That's it. It's network marketing, not work marketing. If they're not going to do the work, sure, you can touch base, you can follow up, you can encourage, but we're not chasing people, right? We're not begging people to get rich with us, y'all. All right? Anyway, It's fantastic.
Yeah, no, John, I love that so much. Something I love that Ray Higdon says is he says disappointment is pre-planned, right? That's when we get disappointed, is when we have high expectations of other people. And then the last thing I want to add on when it comes to motivating your team members, something that we do, I love that Kaggan brought this up, is the love languages, right? We run different incentives and campaigns to keep our people motivated, right? Last month we did this rank up challenge, which was super simple. There was every rank, if you hit a rank, you got like a small gift from Amazon, right? But with that rank up challenge, it motivated the people who love gifts, right? So finding different ways. I know Kaggan is a boss at running campaigns for her team. So I would love to learn more about Kaggan's campaigns that she does. But when it comes to running campaigns, it helps people stay motivated. John is the best incentive person that we have ever. He's always willing to help all of us run incentives to help people be more motivated.
And one quick thing I do want to add about motivating people on your team is celebrate the activity they do. If they post it on social media, get in their inbox and celebrate them. I know something that we do. I love the conversation of taprooting. We do customer taprooting. When Kylie says there's team chats, a lot of the customers in our organization, they have a team chat, right? Because they were in a chat with 3 to 4 or 5 people. So it's Team Christine, for example. So we have a customer, and after she orders, her name gets changed to Team Christine. So we're celebrating her with her wins, but we're celebrating her. Oh my word, Christine, I love that post that you made today. And then what happens? Okay, Christine loses 70 pounds since November. Last month, she joined the business. Fine, she joined the business. She was just a customer the first 6 months, and then she hit a rank where she sold 3,000 in customer pod volume her first month in business. Why? Because when she was a customer, we taprooted that customer and celebrated her activities. Every time she popped into that chat and shared a win, guess what happened? She got celebrated by the 3 to 4 or 5 other people in that chat. So when she was nervous to join the business, she realized, I have support. And that's how we built all of our teams, is from customer taprooting. Do not forget, any volume in your business is volume. It doesn't matter if they're a distributor or if they're a customer. You don't know who that customer can turn into when you believe in them and you show them what's possible.
Right. It's all about belief, right? If they believe in the product, they're going to tell people about it. That is network marketing. That's network marketing 101. And Kaggan, maybe we could close it out with you just talking about, and I know some of you are wanting to follow Kaggan, Kacy, and Kylie. After this training is over, we'll be able to edit the description and tag them and all that good stuff. When we're using StreamYard, I don't know if it's as easy to do that. But you got to follow all 3 of them. They're incredible leaders, and they always put out valuable content. Kaggan, maybe you could close out with just talking about like contests, campaigns, stuff like that, because I know you do an awesome job with creating those incentives and really figuring out what works best, right? Because you've tested it out. What works best to get people fired up to take action?
Well, my first advice is to get you a damn good upline, right? Get you one that is willing to open his pocketbook and say, I've got all of this, and here's what I'm going to throw at you, right? Because we always take what John and Nadya are pitching, and then we add our spins to it and put it out there for the team. I think that is huge. But we do, what's the core rank in your business, right? Like if you're with us, it's silver team leader. So build your competitions and your campaigns around those. We always have a free customer funnel filler. So every month there's something that is advertised for giveaways or incentive for those new people to start conversations inside of that prospecting group for them. So we do that a lot. That core rank, right, that I talked about, every week we divide it up by 4 weeks. And every week, if you hit the target, the quarter mark or the half mark or the 3/4 mark or the rank, you get entered to win. My team, I love giving gifts. Gifts is my love language. I want to get them. I want to give them. I know you love me when you buy me something I really want. And I love you when I buy you shit you really want, right? Yeah. So my team has the best time filling up their Amazon wish list. I mean, I put a post up a couple months ago asking for them to update their Amazon wish list. And within like an hour, I had like hundreds and hundreds of them like, okay, mine's updated, right? People that hadn't been active in the business in months. Mine's updated, I'm ready.
Smart.
Yeah, and it got them ready to build and go again.
Because let's just say this, though. There's just some things that people want, but they don't want to use their own money to buy it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I love that. That's so good.
And tell them, like, put a couple $500 things up there. You never know, right? And if your pay point doesn't match that yet, but it will, especially when you've got the right incentives and the right motivation for those people.
Right.
But we love to use Amazon wish list. I think that it's like the best way to incentivize somebody. Because we can throw up there big, flat screen TVs and bicycles, and I can throw up there anything. But if you're not driven by that, you're gonna be like, whatever. But if I tell you I'm gonna spend $200 on your Amazon wish list, you're gonna go run and do whatever it takes to hit it, right? So yeah, I love giving gifts off Amazon wish list, but everything doesn't have to be gift incentivized. Like Kacy and Kylie were talking about celebrating daily activities, right? So we have a checklist and DMOs and all different kinds of things. And every single day, when you're shouting out what you've done, or when we're pulling reports and we see that you've increased your customer pod, or if I see you inside that ATM group, I'm going to shout you out. I'm going to write it on your wall. I'm going to go into Messenger. I'm going to shout you out in the team page and the team chat.
That's a good one though. That's a really, writing them on their wall. I recommend everybody. You should make a habit. For those of you watching, they're building teams. You should make a habit at least once a week. Just find like 3 team members, 5 team members. Go comment on their wall how proud of them. Because not only could it be a cool way to generate some leads, but it doesn't cost you anything.
Absolutely.
And people's friends and family see that and they're like, wow, who is that person? Like, that's so cool. Like, how many times does your boss do that? How many times does anybody go onto your wall and pay you a compliment?
Yeah, and shout you out and tell the world you're being successful, right? We all know about the hypocrites and the haters. And when you're out there giving that third-party validation, like, dude, she's crushing it. Like, she's killing it. She's doing all the things, or he's doing everything. They're going to go, oh, wait a minute. So maybe they do know what's going on. Maybe I do need to read that message that I ghosted them 3 months ago on, right? Like, it is the fastest way to restart some conversations for your team members. I'm telling you guys, you don't even know. But I do want to add one more thing, and I think that it's so crucial when you're building these systems, and I meant to say it earlier and I didn't. Think about any other job you've ever had, and Kacy and Kylie and John, right? You shadow the first week of your business or of your new job. You're shadowing somebody while they're training you through all of the scenarios and all the situations and all of the what ifs that can happen. If you're not teaching your new team members that, and if you're not creating a shadow system in your business, it's the reason why the dots aren't connecting in your onboarding process. So the 3-way chats, the team chats, we do that. We don't do it with our customers. Maybe that's something we should implement, but we definitely do it with our team members. We have a great customer appreciation program that we do all together, but that's pretty smart. So yeah,
well, it's smart too. I remember when I heard Kacy and Kylie say it for the first time, they're like, they got their customers doing essentially the ATM system. I'm like, how genius is that? Like, how hard would it be to recruit that person? Like, you're already adding people to the groups, you're already creating curiosity, and you're putting us in chats. That is literally the business. Like,
yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, we incentivize them inside of our team page to not just add somebody, but shout them out and tell them where they can find the information. So every time that this customer is going through our ATM group and they're adding someone, and then they're immediately going to the discussion and posting a thread welcoming that person, it's so huge. It does crazy things. It takes your touch points from like 8 to 12 for a yes down to like 3 to like right then. Like, it makes it so much faster. People are like, oh wait, here it is. And then here's all these people congratulating them for being a part of the community and asking them their goals, right? When you've got 7 people on one post going, hey girl, how much weight are you trying to lose? Or what are you trying, what are your body goals? What are you accomplishing? And you've got all this immediate help. It's so awesome.
That's huge, because I mean, think about how many of you have joined groups and that happens. It doesn't, right? It's the same thing I talk about, like how many of you follow a Facebook account or a Instagram account, and that's all that ever happens. Like, doing that extra step, right? Getting creative and thinking of how you can engage more people, reaching out to your followers, reaching out to the new people that are ATM'd, having your customers ATM, or having your customer welcome their friend that could be a customer, and everybody is encouraging and welcoming that person. Like, these little things make the biggest difference. So like when I was playing sports, especially baseball, they would say the little things make the big difference, right? And it's just a game of inches. It's the same thing in our business, right? It's just these little things, like just adding a little tweak to your system here, adding this extra step or adding this extra level of support. All these little things add up and make a big difference over time. And you're fine-tuning your system, you're fine-tuning your DMOs and all the things that will make you money, but more importantly, help your people create not just results, but create independence from you, right? The sooner you can remove yourself from the equation and be like, hey, I love working with my team. I love helping my people, but I love knowing that even when I'm not working with them, even if I don't talk to them for a day, a week, or a month, they're still out there plugging away because we created duplication, which is the whole point of network marketing. So Kaggan, Kacy, and Kylie, I so appreciate you. Do you ladies have any closing thoughts? Anything else you want to mention? We're coming up here on the hour. If you have like 60 seconds, anything else you want to mention? Otherwise, we'll close it out. And I so appreciate all three of you so much.
John, just one quick closing thought. So we were just talking about customers, right? We have this girl on our team who has this customer who's growing TikTok. So Kylie reached out to our social marketer and she said, hey, Marcy, let's teach, what was her name? Amy. Let's teach Amy how to do curiosity posts on TikTok. So this customer was so excited to start doing curiosity posts about her products. This customer's doing what we do and she's generating leads and she's earning free product credit on TikTok, right? You can use these systems anywhere, but just being, like you just said, being resourceful and being open-minded to create some small changes. And now that customer is growing the social marketer's customer pod because she showed up on TikTok with her products and she's excited about free product credit.
I love it. It's money. Money.
Well, John, thank you so much for having us on today. Super blessed and beyond grateful. And I have to just give another shout out to you and Nadya. If it wasn't for you and Nadya, none of us would be here. So thank you for just being courageous and stepping outside of your comfort zone. 6.5 years ago, building a business on social media because you made it possible for so many other people. So you've changed thousands of people, probably hundreds of thousands of people's lives at this point. So we are just so lucky to have you. Thank you for having us here. Cannot wait to see what the rest of this year has in store. And I'm especially excited for what the rest of this month has in store. So thank you so much for having us here today, John.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just want to echo that. Like I said, I got lucky. So that's what I'm going to encourage you to do. If you don't have an onboarding system or any of the systems, and if you're struggling and floundering, don't be afraid to ask, who's your leader? Who's your leader? Who's your leader? Until you find somebody like the Meltons, because they're not in every, that's not true. They're in our company. They're mine. But there's going to be somebody around you that is excited and that is building the things that you want to build. So reach up and reach out and don't be afraid to do it. And again, thank you, John, for having me on here. I appreciate you more than you know. I love you and your wife so much. I can't wait to squeeze you and Destin at the end of the month.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to have so much fun. You ladies are the best. So appreciate you. Y'all, make sure you hop into the comments. Let Kacy, Kylie, and Kaggan know how much you appreciate them. Smash the heart button. If you really loved it, smash that share button. Make sure you follow them over on the social medias of the world. And we appreciate the heck out of each and every one of you. Money Monday, that's a wrap. We'll see you next Money Monday, every 5 p.m., every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And let's go crush this month, y'all. Hasta luego. Peace out. Bye, everyone.